So with that, we bring in retired Army four-star General David Perkins. General, thank you very much for being here. Is don't as a policy working right now against Iran?
Well, we really shouldn't be that surprised by the turn of events because really the Iranian-backed Hamas, Hezbollah, all of the other, pseudo actors of Iran, they really have two goals in mind. One is to destroy Israel as a sovereign nation, and the second is to get the U.S. out of the Middle East. Right. And so all this activity we've seen going on here since the 7th is geared toward those two things. So anytime they can link the U.S. to Israel and try to excite the rest of the Middle East against us, they're going to do it. And so we just have to understand that. In fact, our friends in the Mideast understand it. They just have to deal with their domestic pushback, the sort of man in the street that they have to deal with, which is why they're contacting the U.S. The fact that their senior diplomats contact the U.S., they don't want the U.S. to be in a position of no influence and no power. So in some ways, that's a little bit of a glass half full reaction from them to us.
That's very interesting. When you look at all of these attacks that keep coming and you hear this stern warning from President Biden and Vice President Harris, deterrence is what they tried to establish by saying don't. But that's not what we're seeing happen, General.
Yeah, so it's very important that the U.S. has, we have many tools in our kit bag, and we want to be able to use them in a way that allows us still to have one more useful than the other. And so the recent attacks that the U.S. did against, Iranian-backed facilities in Syria, that was not just a tactical military operation, but that was really a message to Syria and Iran saying, we know you're behind this and you cannot conduct proxy activities in other countries thinking we won't hit them. So I think you'll probably see a continued escalation, and the Iranians know exactly what our capabilities are, and they know exactly where the red lines are, and they will continue to push up against that. We just need to keep our eyes open and understand they are going to try to push as hard as they can.
So everything you're describing, General, sounds like it requires a steely spine on the part of our leadership to navigate our way through this and to support our ally Israel in that. When the president first took office, he kind of sent a message to the world, and this is what it was. Watch this.
America is back. I speak today as President of the United States at the very start of my administration, and I'm sending a clear message to the world. America is back.
So a lot of that comes from the fact that during the Trump administration, his opponents and his critics constantly said that he had diminished our role in the world. And yet, during that period of the Trump administration, 2016 to 2020, we saw a lot of pushback against Iran. We saw the hit on Qasem Soleimani, and we didn't see a lot of the activity, and certainly not the kind of attack that Hamas pulled off on October 7th during that period. So when the president says that America is back, when he's trying to send that strong signal, is it being heard in these places?
Well, and so in each one of these cases, it's incumbent upon the United States to see specifically what role we have to play in time and space, because clearly the United States is the indispensable nation. Everybody in the Mideast knows it. Everybody wants us to be there. They just can't always say it. And so in this case, when the president says we are back, what this needs to mean right now with Israel is we have your back.
Do you think that's true? I mean, we heard that very strong response from the president right out of the gate. But now what we're hearing is this constant message, and behind the scenes, we're hearing even more of it, that they are sort of asking Israel to tap the brakes.
Well, what we have to do as the United States is we've got to make sure not only that we have the Israelis and we have their back, but that we keep this coalition together across the Western world, which is very difficult to do. Some of those relationships are very tenuous. Everyone throws out these terms that are misused, war criminal, et cetera, like that, which actually it's very well defined. You must conduct your military operations in accordance with the law of armed conflict, the Geneva Conventions, which the IDF goes to great lengths and quite honestly takes great risk for their own soldiers to be in accordance with that. And the U.S. just needs to make sure that we are making that we ensure and that everybody understands that we will support the law of armed conflict. That does not mean that bad things don't happen.
General Perkins, thank you. Always good to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.